if there's something in there, do I have time to handle it right now? Okay, well, let me know who your home inspector is and when he's coming. What if it's like the worst time? Say, oh, I guess I need to delete y'all from the searches so you don't receive houses anymore. Stop crying for new business when you're not handling your current business.
Right.
Hi, y'all. Welcome to Hustle Humbly. It's Alyssa and Katie, and we are two top producing realtors in the Baton Rouge market.
We work for two different companies where we should be competitors, but we have chosen community over competition.
The goal of our podcast is to encourage you to find your own way in business.
So stop comparing yourself and start embracing your strengths.
Hi, Alyssa.
Hey, Katie.
It's episode 174.
Also,
What?
what episode?
Oh, God, I don't 46.
Okay, guys. As we approach Christmas, we thought it would be fun to replay some of our favorite episodes.
Right. Well, we have a lot of friends who are new.
Yes.
Who maybe haven't made it all the way back through the archives or just can't. I get overwhelmed when I'm on a new podcast.
Yeah.
Like, I can't look and be like, oh, 400 episodes? I am not the type of person who's going back to episode 1 and like listening to all 400.
Now, to all of our binge-worthy fans that let us know that you do binge and
I'm
listen
impressed.
to all of them, maybe while you're driving from Alaska to Florida,
Right.
We appreciate you.
So much.
And we love that you listen to all of them.
I'm just impressed with the commitment. I'm impressed with also, I hear my voice all day. So I guess I'm like, wow, that's a lot of Katie and Alyssa
yeah.
to be listening to.
Mm-hmm.
But the point being, we've pulled out some episodes that are time appropriate, season appropriate.
Yes.
And we wanted to reshare them. But, well, I guess, do you want to tell, we're going to do this for the rest of the month?
Yeah, through December. And then January, we'll be back with fresh new content. You know, we want to practice what we preach too. We want to spend time with our families.
That's right.
But still want to pop up. And the ones that we have chosen, I think will really help you for the week that we have chosen them.
Yeah, and we'll do a freshy 5 or 10 minute chat in the beginning, so they won't be just a replay.
Right. You'll still hear from us.
Yeah, in our current voice.
Yeah, because the sound is different because we're sharing some oldies.
It is. The sound is different. I know, and you just never know what you're going to get.
No.
We've upgraded our equipment quite a lot of times.
Yes.
The other day, I posted a picture of our behind the scenes, our current behind the scenes, and Chelsea sent me a message and was like, wow, that looks intense. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we did just record the course. There was a lot of stuff happening.
Yes.
But I'm like, we have a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
I know.
Also, a reminder, if you are one of the ones working through the database course, you can go get it today if you have not gotten it at thedatabasecourse.com. It's not too late. I mean, it's available to you. But it's still a really good time of year to be getting your database in order so you can hit 2023 with a fresh start and an organized database.
That's right.
And if you feel like you dropped the ball on a holiday card, I get plenty of Happy New Year's cards.
Yeah, it's not too late.
It's not too late at all.
It's not too
so
late
keep
for that.
going. You can do it.
I know. In this episode, we are going to do life on the go.
Perfect.
I mean, look, I do want to share a story. So in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, we have bad traffic. It just is the case.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I have my theories. I'll tell you my theory. From basically Thanksgiving through the end of the year, you should not try to drive somewhere on Friday. It is absolutely unbelievable. I think people are trying to burn through their paid time off before the end of the year. And so we'll just do 3-day weekends.
Right.
Though traffic, it is, I'm like, where do these people even come from?
Yeah.
But it's every Friday of December. Do not go anywhere, especially not across town. If you can't help it.
Right.
Yeah. If you can help it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just think that's funny, but we're going to talk about
such a busy time. We have
everyone's busy.
Holiday parties, school parties, people to shop for.
You're on the go.
Family gather. So here's just a little life on the go. Refresher.
I know. And you can go to the website, hustlehumblypodcast.com, and get the Car Kit ebook because we are going to talk about my car kit
in this episode.
Yeah, and so you can get like all of the stuff, and then
That's a free resource.
Free resource,
free resource car kit.
And I think I actually have a link now too to like the whole Amazon shopping list. So if you want to make yourself a car kit for your car, you can go get the whole list.
You'll be ready.
You'll be ready to go. Anything else, Alyssa?
We are going to do a little toast refresher.
Oh, please. Let's have a freshy new toast.
Okay, so Stacy Sherman.
Okay, hi Stacy.
From Corpus Christi, Texas.
Okay, love it.
I'm going to read her toast.
Please.
I am a new agent, and I would love to toast my broker, Trey Teichelman.
Okay.
He has taught me so much in these last 6 months since having my license. He sat with me and another new agent 4 days a week for 3 weeks, teaching us the stuff they don't teach you in real estate school.
Oh, man.
Now I go in or call him whenever I have a question. His help has been extraordinary.
That's amazing.
Also, a toast to Kalita Fields. She has let me come to her house and help me write a contract and an amendment or two.
Oh.
These two have been such a blessing to me as a new agent.
Such a blessing.
So cheers to Trey and to Kalita.
Oh, cheers, y'all.
From Stacy.
I love that.
That's a good one.
That's such a good one. They do not teach you everything you need to know in real estate school.
No, they don't.
No, enter agent systems. Okay, you guys go and listen to this. This is episode 46, Life on the Go.
Here you go.
Okay, bye.
Hi, everyone. Welcome.
Episode 46, Life on the Go.
Life on the Go.
It's funny that this is the episode we're doing because right now we're still Zooming because we're homebound.
Because we're not exactly on the go, but we were just talking.
Yeah, by the time this episode airs, you should be kind of back on the go or easing back into life on the go.
Halfway on the go? I don't know. Y'all, you were on the go. At some point in time, you will for sure be on the go again. I mean, honestly, yes. I was just telling you, every day this week I've had showings. So right. I feel like I'm on the go again. It's just not as much out of the house. Like I'm only out when I have to show a house.
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so life on the go. I would like to start by saying you are a master of this. You are uber efficient. Your computer is always with you. You can get work done in any location at any time and for 5-minute intervals and actually get stuff done. So I fail miserably at this. I like to be in my office, fully focused on my computer when I'm doing stuff. That's why some of your really good systems are hard for me to implement, like the inspection repair draft. And like, because that's a time sensitive situation. Mm-hmm. I'm not so good about working on the go. I mean, I can do the appointments, but it's all of like the admin stuff. I just really do like to be at my desk. So tell us how and why you're so amazing at life on the go.
Well, I do feel like that's one of the biggest questions I get is like, how do you do the volume and have your family and have fun and see your friends and all those things? And I was trying to also, I knew I had a lot to speak on to this, but I also wanted to do some research on, being efficient and life on the go and what balance even means.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because everything that I read is all about the mindset.
Oh, I love it. So it's just like
it's a mindset, and you can make excuses about it and never change anything, or you can decide I'm not going to make excuses anymore and I want my evenings back. And in order for me to get my evenings back, if I'm 10 minutes early for an appointment, I'm going to make myself pull out my laptop in the car and answer emails, or I'm going to make myself stop doing this way because it's too time consuming.
Yeah.
Like, it's really about just having a mindset change and understanding that if you do it once, it'll just get easier and easier. So whatever that looks like,
right.
You said, the inspection repair request when you have the buyer. So that my email is my to-do list. So when I get the inspection report from the home inspector, as soon as I can, I just go through it, highlight the things I think we need to ask for, type up a draft repair request, email it to my buyers and say, hey guys, I got his report. I read through it. I have attached the report with things highlighted showing what I put on the repair request, as well as a copy of the repair request. If everything looks good to you, let me know and I'll send it to you for signature.
Right.
And if you do it once, you just become hooked. And I always get stressed if like they're quicker than me and send me this like laundry list.
You're
of
like,
things,
oh
and then,
no.
Well, then I have to explain why we don't ask for that, or what's important, or this or that, you know? So it's really just about making the most of your time. And I think that I see so many agents that are just so stressed out about things that I don't understand.
For instance, give me a for instance.
Like someone is spending so much time on doing a repair request draft, or doing a market analysis, or making flyers, or just things that they have been at the computer for 2 hours and it has sucked away all their time. And now their email is out of control. And now their text messages and phone calls are out of control, and it's time to go get the kids. And you haven't done anything.
Right.
And
but you have a really pretty flyer.
But you have a really pretty flyer. And those are just things that I don't understand. I do think social media is important. But I think that your work needs to be done first. I think your priorities need to be in order. And if you're early to a house for showings, I do think it would be a great time to do an Instagram post to your audience, but maybe check your email first. And if you have time afterwards to do an Instagram post, or before you leave the house. But always checking like the time sensitive things first. When I was doing my research, there were 2 things that came up as being important with being efficient. One was self-awareness. And this is always the hardest thing, of course. It's hard to look at yourself and say, like, where is it my fault? Where am I not being efficient? Where have I dropped the ball? What is sucking my time? At the end of the day, you should be able to turn it off, and be with your family, or watch your shows, or take your bath, or go out with your friends, or go work out. Like there's nothing about our job that doesn't allow these things. So it is kind of about like, what is my mindset telling me that's a lie? What is not true? Can I email this person back and say, hey, I'll work on this first thing in the morning? Or just don't respond until first thing in the morning. If it's after a certain point, it's okay for them to wait. I have stopped even checking my email after a certain time, because my question before I even check my email is, if there's something in there, do I have time to handle it right now? If I'm about to do bath time with Haven or something, I can't handle it right now. So I'm not even going to look at it. But it's just about knowing how you operate. And, maybe you enjoy doing some things, but maybe at the same time, it's not efficient. So understanding that it doesn't mean you can never go back to it ever again. It just means, hey, I'm going to try doing this for like a week. Or maybe sometimes you do it this way and sometimes you do it your old way, depending on how much time you have. But I think once you start saving the time, it feels redundant to do things your old way. Because you realize, it's more efficient. So like when I'm in the listing interview, I am in my notes section in my phone writing their to-do list. When I leave their house, sometimes even in the car before I have left the driveway, I hit the arrow button on the notes section and email it to them. And it says, hey guys, thanks so much for the interview. See attached list of notes that we made. Let me know. And it's, I don't have to go home and type this long email. This fancy thing. Like it's done. I left their house. I sent them the email. So I don't know. My brain just works that way. And I do think it can be learned.
Good.
I think it takes practice. And there are times where like I've changed the way I do things or update the way I do things. Like this is 2019 was the first year that I implemented the repair request where I wrote the draft. And now I can't go back. Like I'm like, I can't even imagine just giving the buyers free reign to come up with the list on their own.
Right.
To me, now it almost seems unprofessional. Like it seems like I dropped the ball. I should have been the one that guided and directed and gave them a draft, a suggestion.
Right. Suggestions.
I'm not here to say like I'm the slave driver and I will tell you what to do, but I certainly feel like
guidance.
Charge.
Well, guidance is key.
Yes, it is key. It's so important. So
right, because they don't do this every day, and you do.
Exactly. And I feel like they feel comforted when I say, hey guys, here's the draft. Let me know what you think. Because now I feel like they're like, wow, I don't have to go through this and like decide based off of my own judgment when I've never bought a house before what should be asked for.
Yeah.
But my schedule's like super important. And so that's why I tell buyers, hey, the inspector has Monday at 11 a.m. or Friday at 1 p.m. available. What works for you? Because those are the two times
that you could be there
for me. Yeah. That the inspector is also available. So I might list 2 or 3 times and then they pick instead of, okay, well, let me know who your home inspector is and when he's coming. What if it's like the worst time? You know?
Right. No doubt. I also I remember in a previous episode, you talked about being in the daycare parking lot and catching up your email before you shut it down. So you're just getting it done in the parking lot or in the restaurant before someone shows up, or just wherever you are during the course of your business hours day. You're not doing that all the time, but whenever you're working.
Right. That's the thing, is that if it's within business hours, I'm being efficient and I'm working because I want that quality time when I pick her up from school. And I haven't really, even throughout this quarantine where I've spent so much time with Haven, it has made me evaluate some things and should I send her to school less? We've been spending so much time together, but then I look back on some of the time, and some of the time was really hard. I mean, I'm trying to work while she's in there and she wants me, and when we're together, she wants me.
Yeah.
And that means we have an hour after school of really amazing time versus 2 hours after school where I'm stressed and trying to answer phone. Mommy has to take a call. Hold on. And also trying to check my email. She would rather the 1 hour of quality time.
Quality time. Yeah.
And so it's just, it is a mindset thing, knowing what's really important. When is it really important?
Yeah.
What can come first? What can wait? What can come later?
Mm-hmm.
And I also try not to overschedule.
Yeah. Okay. Tell me.
I leave a lot of free time.
Tell me what that means. Where do you cut it off? Is there a certain number of hours you'll schedule appointments? Or there's a certain number of types of appointments? What is the kind of loose rule?
I won't schedule anything until at least 9. And then I won't schedule anything usually after 3:30 or 4.
Yeah.
Unless it's my evening that I'm working and Tanner's coming home and I'm leaving to go show houses or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
But I know how things can build up in email. I know how things can build up if you don't check things.
Yeah.
So if I am showing houses all day and have a listing appointment and an inspection or whatever the case may be, I make sure that I can eat at some point.
During the day.
So when I can stop and eat, I'm checking my email while I'm having lunch with myself.
Yeah.
If it's a home inspection, I'm telling my buyers to come at the end and I'm working while the inspector's doing his thing.
Yeah.
I'm not just sitting at the home inspection, scrolling through Facebook the whole time. I'm being efficient with my time.
Yeah.
But I'm really serious about lunch. I feel
I know you are.
To eat. Yes. For my brain to function properly, I have to eat. I have to drink water.
Yeah.
I have to schedule times. When people are can we meet at 12? I'm can we meet at 12:30?
Yeah. I'm going to have to eat food.
I have to eat before I meet with you. So I think it's the self-awareness part is huge. You have to know how you operate.
Yeah.
And also what your goals are. Katie, if you love to write things down and then type them later and you're doing the level of, and you're not overextending yourself.
Yeah.
That's just part of who you are. And that's how you want to do your business.
Right.
The self-evaluation comes when you feel like you're constantly stressed.
Yeah.
When you feel like you constantly don't have enough time.
Yeah.
When you feel like you're not responding in a timely manner to people.
Right.
Then it's time to say, I may have to sacrifice
Right.
these things.
My pen and my paper have got to go.
Sometimes, you know,
I
but
know.
maybe it can come back later. But it just depends on, and it also depends on like how much growth do you want?
Yeah.
You know, if you're like, I want more business, the question is more, how am I handling my business now?
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Do I even have room for it?
Right.
Am I even treating the business I have now well enough to do
warrant
that?
more?
Yeah. So self-awareness and being honest with yourself was the first thing.
Yeah.
But the second step was intentionality.
Okay.
And that's really about, now that I'm aware that I am this way, how can I make better decisions?
Yeah.
So don't feel like you can change your whole life in a week. Maybe step one is utilizing your notes section of your phone.
Yes.
Times when you would have been using a pencil.
Okay, I like that, and that makes sense to me. But I want you to tell me what the words you use, because you just did it in the listing appointment episode. But the words you use when you get your phone out in front of a client to make them understand you're still present with them. Like you say, do you mind if I take some notes on my phone about your home? Or do you you have to address it. Like, what about, I know you said in the closing episode, at the closing table, you get your phone out and you are putting in their database information or requesting the review or whatever it is that you're doing in your list of closing things. That's genius. Like because that is a wasted hour when you're just sitting there.
Yes.
But I'm super self-conscious about making sure they don't think that I'm playing on my phone or reading someone else's email or not totally there with them, because that's just who I am, and I don't want them to feel like I'm checked out. So at the closing table, do you address it?
I do. So like at the closing table, while they're signing papers, I'll pull up my phone and say, I need to update you in my database now that you have this new address. And I'll be like, what's today's date? Okay, good. I'll be sure I put that in as the close date. Like just kind of talk out loud
what you're doing
while you're doing it. And then even when you are checking your email and it's other people's email, they just assume you're still doing stuff
for them.
Yeah. I mean, it's okay to, when you are not in use, to be
doing something else.
As long as you are somewhat present and aware of what's going on, and maybe explaining to them that you're updating your database, that you're taking notes for them at the closing. So like, oh, don't worry, I wrote down that you need to file for homestead exemption.
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry, I wrote down that your termite contract is with ABC company.
Right.
When really I'm just sending the after closing email that says,
that has all of that
for homestead. Yes.
Yeah.
So then after the closing, I don't have to go sit at my desk for 30 minutes and update my database, delete. And then I might even say, oh, I guess I need to delete y'all from the searches so you don't receive houses anymore. And they're like, haha, we thought, it's just, they don't really care. But if you feel self-conscious, I say what I'm doing.
You tell them what you're doing. Yeah.
I tell them what I'm doing. And then it's all done. And I don't have to do anything later.
Yeah.
It's all done.
I mean, that's very smart. Even just like doing their net sheet in your notes instead of having to, I'm a writer. Why do I do? I know there are people that are with me. I know I'm not alone in this. I mean, I just like to write it. But it's not that I can't do it in my phone.
There's no better feeling than getting home after a listing interview and not having to immediately open your computer. And type up everything that you just wrote down. But I think it's just important that you have to try. And there are things that I certainly struggle with or need to like try harder. Like when I get invited to lunch and I know that I'm super behind. But I'll try to say, would you be able to go another day? Or but if I'm all caught up, I can go. So that's just, if people aren't using their time super wisely during the day.
Oh, for sure not.
Evening comes and they're like, I can't sleep. I'm anxious.
I have all this stuff to do.
And it's like, well, what'd you do today?
Right. Exactly.
Hello, friends. We are so excited that so many of you are using the template course, and the reviews are just pouring in, letting us know that it has helped your business as much as it has helped our business.
Yes, listen to this review. Thank you so much for providing this wealth of information, knowledge in template form. So far, I've used a handful and received positive feedback like, "This is so professional," or "I really appreciate how organized you are." I mean, can you imagine?
Yeah,
Your clients are actually going to say that.
Yes.
All right, here's another one. Thank you so much for this. I can't tell you how many times I've started this and how many notebooks of samples and notes I had. I have ADHD and it is super hard to stay focused on getting it done. Having it all in one place is going to make it so nice.
That is what we're here for.
I know, just look, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Just use these.
Yeah, nice and simple, easy, ready to go, ready for you to put your own logo on, make it sound like you. So head over to hustlehumblypodcast.com/course and check it out.
That's right.
And you're going to enjoy them. You're going to love them.
You're
it's
gonna
going to
love
change your life.
Literally fired my assistant. They are the best. Okay, bye,
Enjoy
friends.
the template.
Yes, enjoy. Okay, so you plan your day.
Yeah.
And you try to keep your appointments to a whatever amount of time. You've got to get your lunch in there. Do you carry snacks in your car? I know people.
Not usually.
I have usually, because we're in the South, right? And you can't just keep anything in your car. It gets really super hot in there.
Yes.
So I keep a bag of nuts, typically like a decent size, like where there's several handfuls in there, but like nuts will fill you up if you're in a jam.
Yeah.
So I do keep, and they can withstand the heat. So I do keep that in there. I mean, I also try to like keep time for lunch in my schedule. I mean, you're making your own schedule.
Yeah.
If someone asks to see 10 houses, tell them you only show 5. I've never had anyone tell me, no, I've got to see all 10. It was always me who allowed that to happen. It's not them. In fact, I just have a brand new buyer and I sent them the, your pre-approved email, know, buyer rules, and it had all the buyer rules in it. And in the buyer rules, it says 5 showings is like the max for one outing. So she sent me her list of top 5 houses. She even had a list of like 10 or 15 houses. She narrowed it down to 5 and she said, these are the 5 that we'd like to see. And I said, okay, is this a good time for you? Yes. Okay. We schedule them. Then she emailed me and she said, hey, what about this house? I'm like, well, do you have a question about it? Because we're going to see it along with the other 4. And she's like, oh my God, I didn't even realize we would get to see them all at the same time. Like she thought I was going to make her go one at a time.
Yeah,
but the point is, you drive that ship.
Yes.
They don't make the rules. You make the rules. I mean, I'm not saying you should be crazy and non-flexible, but they don't know. If you know and you're like, hey, guess what? You got to get that list down to 5. We're not going to see 15 houses tomorrow. I mean, like, you make the rule.
And sometimes, like, if someone's like, can you come to my house today? Even if my day is wide open, I feel like I need to say, I'm so sorry. I'm totally booked today. Can I come tomorrow?
You have to set that tone. I think you're right. And I have jumped up many a time and run out to do a showing because I knew that I didn't have anything going on. But you're right. That's just like saying I'm available to you all the time.
Exactly. And of course, it depends on what it is. If it's a listing interview or if it's just someone that wants an opinion, it can wait. If this is a buyer that you are working with that has lost houses and is like ready to buy and ready to write an offer, you might have to be a little bit more on call for that person.
I think there has to be a sense of urgency assigned to the situation.
Yes.
Like because I've had buyers who are in the hot areas, in the hot price range, and the brand new listing came on and I'm like, we have to go now. Like, we can't wait until tomorrow.
Yes.
So, I mean, but that's not every buyer. No. That might be every 10th or 20th buyer. It's not all the time.
That's rare.
Very rare.
Another thing I do is if I see that my day is crazy, I will in the morning or night before or whatever, go into my settings and change my auto reply text message.
Yes.
To say, hey guys, I'm super slammed today, but I will be checking messages at 3 p.m. or 5 p.m. Or 7 p.m. Whatever. So that way, if the phone rings, it can go there. You can change your voicemail to say, hey guys, today is Wednesday. I just want to let you know I have several appointments today, but I will be checking all voicemails at 5 p.m. It would also help if you emailed me instead, but regardless, and you could do it in your email, but that way my brain isn't getting stressed out
Every time you ding.
every time I ding, and because sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't checked my email in 3 hours. It's probably got so much email in there. But then I can rest easy knowing they have heard from me and they know they're going to get a response before I go to bed tonight.
You do that on your text, email responder, and your voicemail?
Yeah, if it's like a busy day, it will just be, or if I'm going to like a real estate conference or a work conference or whatever, I will set it for that. If I'm on vacation, like you can change your voicemail every day if you want.
You sure can.
If you feel like it's going to be a busy day, because all they want is to know that they're going to be taken care of.
Yeah, for sure.
They don't care when you call them back, as long as you tell them when.
Right, exactly.
And that takes a lot of pressure off on the days where I know I'm not going to be able to check email much.
Okay, I had on my list to keep travel in mind while you're scheduling.
Yes.
Like, you can't magically get from one end of town to the other, especially not this town, really quickly. Mm-hmm. So you have to keep, you can't schedule in 2 totally different locations and not expect some travel time.
Yeah, for sure.
You have to keep in mind traffic times too. Like, I wouldn't go certain places at 5:00 on a Friday or any day. I mean, you just have to be mindful. That's a problem we have here, but everyone knows that. I mean, you gotta have travel time.
Yeah, I mean, when I have buyers that are looking in different parishes, I guess other states have counties,
right?
But I have a lot of buyers sometimes that are conflicted between Livingston or Ascension because they both have great public schools and what you want. I'm like, hey guys, we're not going to go all over the world in one day.
No.
This day we'll do Ascension and see how it goes, or this day we'll do Livingston.
Yeah.
And I'll try to schedule other Ascension things on that day as well, if there's anything I need to do out there.
That makes sense.
Okay, I have a question for you that I wrote down.
What is it?
What do you feel like balance looks like?
With my life on the go?
With your life on the go, with kids, with work, with the podcast, with making courses. What is balance to you?
As long as I don't feel like I'm neglecting anything, any portion of it, and as long as I'm not stressed, then I would consider it to be in balance. It doesn't mean every day is all half kids, half work, or half if I spent all day yesterday on a slow day and had kid time and made the lunches and did whatever, I think it's a sum total. And I think this is a question that only women ask themselves. Mm-hmm. I mean, I just happen to be the breadwinner in my family. I have to but my kids are attended to by my husband if they need me. Do you know what I mean? They're not alone or they're at school. Then I try to schedule appropriately for when I know that they'll be there. But just like right now, I have a lot of buyers and they maybe need to be addressed after 5 or on the weekend. And I just try to keep it like a sum total of the week, I think is what I think balance is. I'm not going to be upset if one day is heavier in one thing than the other, but I try to make sure there was some kid time or there was some me time or every week is different. But I also do try never to look at my phone during a lunch. If I'm out with a friend, I try to keep it friendly or I don't know. I'm not so great at night. It just kind of depends. There is a cutoff for me, but it may not be until 6 some days where I'm okay.
Not bad at all.
It's not bad, but it's not my kids get home at 4:30 typically from school. That means I'm still working while they're in my presence,
Sure. And I think that's okay. I mean,
it's fine.
I think it's healthy for your kids to understand mommy and daddy work.
Yeah.
And they have to pay for things and things aren't free. And then when I'm done with you have me.
Right. They're fine. They're going to be fine. There are a lot of children that see their parents a lot less than mine see me. I mean, they're okay.
Yeah.
But their balance is weird, It
is weird because it doesn't super exist. When I was doing my research on this topic, there's an actual study about it, of course. And they came up with the progress principle.
Oh.
And the progress principle basically means that you will feel at peace, lower anxiety, and in balance if you are making progress somewhere.
I totally get that.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter if you completed it or if you totally cleared out your email today.
Yeah.
But if you made decent progress and you can resume tomorrow,
yeah,
it psychologically is enough.
Yeah, I don't struggle with, because I believe all that, and I don't struggle with sleeping at night. My head hits the pillow, I go to sleep, I wake up in the morning, I'm not going over my to-do list all night long or thinking about all the work things. Like, I'll shut it. I'm good at compartmentalizing.
Sure.
Like, I'm just not worried when I'm outside of work time, but I'm also not super good at working like 40 hours. I mean, let's be honest. If Jay, we were talking about this the other day, Jay said, if left to your own devices, you would just work all of the time. And I'm like, well, if there was no one else here and it was just me, I enjoy my work. Like, I'm not doing something that I'm not having fun with. So like, it's okay if I work more than 40 hours. But if I hated it and I was always complaining, I mean, that's totally different. So I'm trying to learn not to feel bad if I work a lot, because I'm not unhappy.
Right.
Now, if the people around me are unhappy, that is a problem. So just have to kind of take the pulse every once in a while.
So I was listening to this TED Talk, and it was this lady, I think her name was Meg Robinson. But
I think I've watched this.
Okay.
Is it the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 thing?
No.
Okay, tell me what it is.
This is about how when you turn 18, you become your own parent.
Okay, right.
If you never told your kids, fold your clothes, eat your food, brush your teeth, like, would they?
No.
So when you turn 18, nobody is coming to tell you, make your phone calls, follow up with the client, clean out your database, answer your email. Like, you become your own parent.
I think we're their parents now.
Yes, we here at Hustle Humbly are here to be the angel on your shoulder that says, hey, go clean out your email. And
unsubscribe. Right, it's time to
going
unsubscribe.
To lunch with friends when your work is not handled.
Yeah.
Stop trying for new business when you're not handling your current business.
Right. Okay, but what was the end of Meg's, what was the story? You became your parent and then what?
You have to become your parent. No one else is coming. If you only do the things that you feel like doing, you're never going to do it. So it's all about acceptance. It's about saying, I have to accept that sometimes I have to do things I don't want to do. What are those things? And just do them.
Right.
And the biggest thing lately is that I heard that really made, it was like a light bulb moment for me. Was
what?
The quickest way to get rid of anxiety is through action.
Oh, yeah.
So if you're like stressed, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to my sellers in 3 weeks, pick up the phone.
Yeah.
It's gone instantly. You will sleep at night knowing you called every seller you had, and that anxiety is gone. You know, like, oh my gosh, I just feel like my email's out of control. Guess what? Answer the first one.
Yes. But that's a lot like the momentum we talked about recently.
And it's great because it all goes together.
Yeah, it all goes together.
Yes. And it's like, how do you balance it? You don't really. It's about priorities, knowing what's important to you. Yeah. And they're saying that, like, the attitude that you have towards being flexible separates those who are successful from those that aren't.
Oh.
So if you have a good attitude about being flexible and you can be on the go and you can answer things as they come.
You're so good at this.
You'll be successful. And if you get upset every time someone needs something at the wrong time, it's just gonna.
This is me.
It's a downward spiral. What do you mean?
I just get like I'll tell you where it is. It's the one part of me. It's the part of me that pulls to perfectionist. It for sure. And there are a lot of perfectionists out there.
There are
really tough to get it done, and to be focused on done is better than perfect. And not the other way around. Like, I want it perfect and then I want to do it. Like, I want to sharpen all the pencils at my desk before I study for the midterm. That's me.
And the question is, like, okay, what if you just sharpen one pencil?
Great. I know I like it. No, you're helping me. I see it.
Yeah, it's not saying don't sharpen the pencils. It's just saying get a good one that you need.
You
and
don't need them.
it.
Right. But I literally remember this from high school. I would sharpen every legit pencil in my room before I would start studying.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like menial task, like when you're trying to put something off or get something done. I don't know. It's all very, who we need to send them to now? Back to our friend Anna Kornick's podcast.
Yes.
Because she's got all the good information on this.
Mm-hmm. It's about time.
It's about time, y'all. Go check that out. Okay, so I also did have in my notes, I do have certain things in my car, though, like when I'm life on the going. Do you have certain things that are always in your car?
Not much.
Really? Okay.
I mean, I have like a measuring tape, and I have a notebook of graph paper.
Yeah.
And I have my laser measure.
Yeah.
And that's all.
Okay. I have a crate in the back of my car, and it is my agent car kit. It has those things. It has some light bulbs because I'm forever needing to change a light bulb during photos or staging or whatever, or on a showing. It has some batteries for beeping smoke detectors. I have a small broom in there because I have needed to sweep a vacant house, or why I really got it, I pulled down a ladder in an attic stairs in a showing, and then we couldn't get it back up because of the height of the ceiling. So I needed like a tool. I have a lockbox because I don't want to, sometimes you need it, and I'm like, oh, I don't have it with me.
I usually have a lockbox in there too.
I have a lockbox, like key tags if I need that. It all fits within a single crate. Okay. I have a roll of toilet paper for the vacant houses.
Yes.
This is not in my agent car kit, but I have like a to-go dog leash that was like from the vet one time. And it was stuffed in the back of like the kids were playing with it or something. And I actually had a client who had her little dog with her, and she's like, "Oh shoot, I forgot the leash, and we need to."
Oh my gosh!
I'm hilarious. Like, guess what? Your girl's got you. Got it. Such a mom. But I do have like some tools. I think I keep I don't keep a lot of, not signs, but I have the one open house rider.
Yeah.
In case I'm going to put up a new sign or something, like, ooh, we're going to do an open, like just something in the car. But there's like a handful of things that I have needed and been like, I don't want to go back a second time. And that having that kit in my car keeps me from going back and double working.
Mm-hmm. Well, too, I love to travel.
Yeah.
And that's on the go, of course. And I don't do this big announcement that I'm leaving. Right. Like that's kind of just, I know I'm going. Yeah. Maybe I don't tell anybody else. And then when the client needs me, if I'm gone, I tell them, hey, I'm actually out of town right now, but I have someone that's helping me. So she'll show you the house at 2:00.
Yeah. That's good.
But I'm not going to send this mass announcement to every client that I have, because then they would think if I do one thing a month or every other month and you tell the same client
over and over again.
Yeah, over and over again, who never actually needed anything when you were gone and would never even asked. Okay. But I had no problem like checking my email in the morning on vacation
while you're gone,
because I see the beauty of the fact that I can go on 12 vacations a year if I want to.
Right.
All I have to do is just make sure everything is handled.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I'm the opposite. I don't go on a lot of vacations. It might only be 2 or 3 a year. So I really want to try and check out as much as possible. So I will contact I don't contact every buyer I've seen in the last 6 months that hasn't bought. But if anyone who's been kind of recently active, I will be like, hey, I'm leaving. This is who you can reach out to if you need a showing. I will be back on this day. Bye-bye. And then especially sellers, all of them, but they are so respectful. They just don't bother you. Hey, I know you're out of town. I, called your broker and got help with whatever. I mean, like they just kind of like put it off. They're like, we'll wait till you get back. I'm not gone for 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. I mean, it'll be fine. It's usually like a week or less. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's good. I like it both ways. I think you can not tell them, or you can like really make sure they're aware. Mm-hmm. Okay, I like it. Anything else about being on the go?
I think it's just important to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Don't drink 15 Diet Cokes a day.
No.
Drink your water, make sure you're eating, make sure that you're taking care of yourself. You need to sleep good at night to function. Like life on the go sometimes I'm just like, man, we are so blessed to be able to work at the cutest coffee shop that we want to.
Yeah.
Or to go sit at a park and work for, 20 minutes before the next appointment. It can be such a blessing.
Yes.
But unfortunately, if it is not managed well, it's a curse and it leads to
Yeah.
burnout.
Yes.
To estate failure.
Yep.
And it is a mindset thing, and it takes practice, and it takes real self-evaluation to figure out where the area of improvement is needed.
Yeah.
And if you can do that, then you're going to be just fine.
You love being on the go.
I love it.
Are you missing it?
I miss it so much.
Yeah. You're very good at it. So we'll all
It's been hard sitting at home all these weeks and weeks.
Yeah.
And I found ways to cope and, things to do that were safe and things that I'm able to still do to get me through that time. But I am excited to just, be back out and about and be back home and enjoy my time home once my day is over.
Yeah. Yeah. It's good. I like it. I like being on the go too. It's good to just not have a monotonous, every day is the same. I mean, we are super lucky. So
I think
very
it's really
nice.
one of the perks of our job. Handled appropriately.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely. It can be, it can be the best or the worst.
Mm-hmm.
So you just have to figure it out.
All about your mindset, people.
That's always the case. Okay. I love it. Well, I don't have anything else.
Me either. That was great.
There we are on the go. Okay, are you ready for our toast?
Yeah.
Okay, so, oh Lord, if I'm going to say this right. Okay, Shauna Kowalski and Braden McKee are toasting to two people.
Wow.
Are toasting to Amanda Knight and Stevie Hahn. And Amanda is in Dallas, and I'm going to read you what they said. Okay. Amanda Knight in Dallas and Stevie Hahn in Jacksonville host a weekly mastermind and are so generous in helping other agents. They are constantly, they are constantly showing up and encouraging me to be better and go after my goals. I'm just thankful I met them through social media.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I love it. So cheers to Amanda and Stevie. And that's amazing to have a mastermind and to share with other people, other agents in different markets. See how positive and lovely that is.
Cool.
It's very cool. So cheers to them.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay, bye y'all. Have a great day.
Lovely day.
Lovely day.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Hustle Humbly podcast. Let us know who we should toast to for the next episode.
Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Hustle Humbly Podcast. If you have an episode, topic, or question, please email us